Simon Kirke says having Brian Howe join Bad Company tarnished the band's name. This the rock and roll weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison, and yes, he did replace Mr. Paul Rodgers, and they released music from 1986 through 1992. Paul Rodgers quit Bad Company in 1982. At the time, the drummer of Bad Company, Simon Kirke, believes that Bad Company's decision to replace him ultimately tarnished the band. Oh, brother. They had gold and platinum albums with them, with the late Brian Howe. Resurrected your band's career. This is the way you fucking act. And at the time, Bad Company was riding high, having released 6 studio albums and earning multi-platinum success along the way, as we know. After a few years off, the remaining members, Kirke, Mick Ralphs, and the bassist Boz Burrell, decided to revive Bad Company with a new frontman. At the suggestion of foreigners Mick Jones, they enlisted Brian Howe. Apparently, the rumor that went around is that they didn't want to use the Bad Company name originally, but Atlantic wanted them to. Well, had him do it. Kirke goes on to say he was coerced. He recalled this during an appearance on Billy Corgan's podcast, The Magnificent Others. He said he was doing drugs and drinking, and he wanted a tour, and he wanted to continue Bad Company's name. And he goes, and we did. I mean, we sold millions of albums with Brian, but it kind of tarnished. I think it tarnished the reputation a little bit. But he goes on to say he had success, but it tarnished the reputation. He's going around saying millions. Come on, it was a gold album and a platinum album, but it's still good. And then he goes on to say the Bad Company made a knee-jerk decision with Brian Howe. He said they were eager and they wanted to work, but in hindsight, his fit wasn't right. The whole direction of the band was kind of screwed away from the blues and became more heavy metal. Nowhere does the Brian Howe version of Bad Company even sound heavy metal. See him maybe sounding more hard rock and a little on the pop side a little bit with the song This Love. And then he says it's a period he does regret, and he'll put his hand up and say that him and Mick Ralphs made a knee-jerk decision when they took this man aboard. Further elaborating on the situation, he recalled a quote from B.B. King said, "You have to like someone to live with them." In this case, the drummer noted that Howe's personality clashed with the rest of Bad Company. He said he was hoping that the piece of the jigsaw Brian Howe would fit with the three of the members. It wasn't there from the get-go, and it didn't. It got kind of worse as years went by. There was backstage turmoil. And he said how and the other musicians began butting heads in, and especially when the singer started giving politically charged speeches during the intro to Bad Company. And then apparently Kirke told him don't use this band as a political forum. He was a little bit around the neck and it got worse and worse. Howe exited Bad Company, as all those know, in 1992. Howe released 4 studio albums with him during his tenure. They said they asked him to leave. He said he left, but they did ask him to leave in exchange because they know that his heart was in the right place. So he goes on to say if he gave it a do-over, he wouldn't have had Brian Howe replace him. Let Brian Howe rest in peace, Mr. Kirke. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else has to subscribe. We all thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It's greatly appreciated. So what do you about Simon Kirke saying that Brian Howe, when he replaced Paul Rodgers in Bad Company, that it tarnished the band's name? Stupidest thing I ever heard. Sounds like publicity from Simon. Your thoughts, friends. Shame, shame, shame.